Welcome everyone to a special Pokebattler video, and in this video we're going to be demonstrating how to prepare for the upcoming return of Groudon to Pokemon Go, assuming we can reach 7,000 volunteers for the Niantic Earth Day cleanup. The video is going to be split into two parts. The first part is going to be walking through this infographic that will give you all that you need to know in order to successfully raid Groudon, and the second part of the video is going to be actually using Pokebattler and its custom results and how you can achieve the raid results that you want. So let's get started. This first part of the video is going to be covering the infographic prepared by Pokebattler that will provide you all the information you need to know to successfully raid Groudon. Groudon 100% at level 20 is going to be 2351, and at level 25 will be 2939. So good luck to all those trying to chase 100% Groudons. Its moveset types are Grass, Fire, Dragon, and Ground, and its fast moves include Dragon Tail, Mudshot, and its charge moves include the ever powerful Solar Beam, the same type attack bonus, Earthquake, and then Fire Blast for that really nice coverage against grass Pokemon. So that's something you're going to have to take consideration. We'll dive a little bit more into in the custom Pokebattler results. The best choices for raiding against Groudon include Gyarados with Waterfall and Hydro Pump, Roserade with Razor Leaf and Grass Knot, its newly available moveset, Kyogre, I should say, with Waterfall Hydro Pump, Mewtwo with Psycho Cut Ice Beam, Feraligatr with Waterfall Hydro Cannon, its newly available Community Day move, and then Sceptile, especially against the Solar Beam moveset, with either Bullet Seed or Fury Cutter, and its newly available Community Day moveset, Frenzy Plant. And if you don't have any of those six, then there are alternatives. So Alolan Executor with Bullet Seed and Solar Beam, Palkia with, especially against the Fire moveset, since it will double resist Fire Blast with its Dragon and Water typing, with Dragon Tail, Hydro Pump, Venusaur, especially against Solar Beam moveset, since it will double resist the Grass move, with its Poison and Grass typing, with Vine Whip and Frenzy Plant, Breloom with Bullet Seed and Grass Knot, its newly available moveset, and then Salamence with Dragon Tail, Hydro Pump, and then Tangrowth with Vine Whip and Solar Beam, Latios with Dragon Breath and Solar Beam, and then Mamoswine with Powder, Snow, and Avalanche, especially against the ground moveset, because Fire Blast and Solar Beam will be both super effective against Mamoswine. And then Ho-Oh with one of the super effective hidden powers. That can be water, that can be grass, that can be ice, and any other super effective hidden powers. And then you want Solar Beam, and Ho-Oh is especially a really tanky option against Solar Beam, since it will double resist Solar Beam, and as well it will double resist Earthquake due to its immunity typing, flying typing, and then as well it will resist Fire Blast because it's fire typing. And then you want Shift Tree with Razor Leaf and Leaf Blade. There's a 2% catch rate percentage, so be ready to use those golden rats, especially for the ones that you want to catch. And generally you need 3 to 5 players in order to successfully raid Groudon. But let's turn over to Pokebattler.com and look over some custom results. Welcome to part 2 of the video, and we are going to be diving into Pokebattler and creating some custom raid results so we can better understand what are the best counters for Groudon. So if we scroll down here, we'll see first thing we want to input is our custom raid parameters here. So we have selected Legacy Tier 5 because Groudon used to be a raid boss and is currently not a raid boss but will be in the near term future. And we selected Groudon, obviously. And then you don't have to worry about attack strategy unless you want to do some raid challenges. And then we have selected level 35 attackers. And then we have selected extreme weather, which means no weather boost is applied to either the attacker or the raid boss. And we have selected best friend boost, which will give a 10% damage boost, and as well like premier balls and other benefits associated with best friends. So right now we have selected unknown moves, unknown fast move and unknown charge move, which will then average the results of each of the charge moves, and then we have sorted it by overall. But there are also a number of different other sorts depending on how you want to do this raid. So we've selected unknown moveset, and we see that Gyarados comes out on top, followed by Ho-Oh with Water, Hidden Power, and Solar Beam. But if we click into here, and this is applicable for any Pokemon here, we'll see that it will provide the breakdown by the particular moveset of the attacker, and we'll see that Water, Ice, and Grass all produce the same time to win and results because they are all hidden power movesets that are super effective to Groudon. Kyogre with Waterfall Hydro Pump, Salamence with Dragon Tail Hydro Pump, Mewtwo with Psycho Cut Ice Beam, and Alolan Executor with Bullet Seed Solar Beam. And we're going to dive into each of the movesets and see how these rankings change, because you'll see that Roserade was in the best counters list, but actually doesn't show up here. But if we go to Dragon Tail Solar Beam, and you'll see on the infographic, it recommended using Roserade against the Solar Beam moveset. You'll see that Razor Leaf, Grass Knot, Roserade comes out on first for overall Pokebattler recommendations. And that's because it, again, double resists Solar Beam with its poison and grass typing, which allows it to be able to absorb Solar Beam and then turn those into Grass Knot, and making a really effective high DPS option. And if we go, and then you'll see Venusaur, Ho-Oh, Alolan Executor is actually a little bit hurt because of the Dragon Tail moveset. It's going to be super effective against Alolan Executor's Dragon typing, Victory Bell, and Executor. And if we go to Mudshot Solar Beam, you'll see that, it's pretty similar. There are a few changes here. You'll see that Tangrowth moves up. You'll see that Vileplume moves up. And then as well, Alolan Executor trades spots with Ho-Oh, because Dragon Tail is no longer holding Alolan Executor back. And if we go to Dragon Tail Earthquake, you'll see that Gyarados moves up very high on the list because of its flying typing, allows it to be double resistant, or effectively double resistant against Earthquake. And then you'll see that Kyogre moves up on the list just because Kyogre is the highest DPS option available in neutral settings against Groudon due to its grass typing, or due to its ground typing. And then if we go to Mudshot Earthquake, you'll see that Salamence moves up on the list. Again, mostly because Salamance's flying typing, and then as well Dragon Tail is no longer available, or is no longer in the moveset for Groudon for this particular simulation. So Salamence moves up on this list, and then as well Tangrowth moves up with the list with Vine Whip and Solar Beam. And if we go to the Fire Blast movesets, Dragon Tail Fire Blast, we'll see that Kyogre and Feraligatr and Palkia move up on the list because they all either single or double resist Fire Blast. Even with the Dragon Tail charge move or fast move, you'll see that Palkia moves up on the list, and Palkia will move up even further on the list with Mudshot and Fire Blast, because again, that Dragon Tail is no longer holding back Palkia, and allows it to be the second best overall option against Mudshot Fire Blast at level 35 with Best Friend boost. And you'll see that Gyarados overtakes Feraligatr because of its flying typing, allow it to double resist Mudshot, where it will be neutral against Feraligatr. So let's go over the particular weathers that are going to be helpful against Groudon. So if we take a look at this list, we're going to go Sunny here, and if we go over these particular lists, you'll see that at the overall one, you'll see basically all the grass Pokemon or all the grass Pokemon moves set users are moving up on the list. And you'll see that grass hidden power is now clearly the #1 option above water and ice because it does receive that 20% weather boost. And you'll see a lone executor move on the list, a Venusaur and Sceptile move up past these other Pokemon. And this will be even more transparent in the Solar Beam movesets, because now Solar Beam is boosted and will take out these other super effective and neutral options even further. And then you'll see the same thing apply here with Mudshot and Solar Beam. And then if we go to the Fire Blast options, you'll see that Kyogre still maintains its #1 option, but you'll see Ho-Oh moves up on the list because it does single resist Fire Blast, and as well its moves get boosted as long as it has grass hidden power. And if we go to Earthquake, you'll see that actually if we go to Dragon Tail, Earthquake, Sceptile comes out on top. And if we go down to Mudshot, Earthquake, you'll see that Gyarados maintains its overall best lead option because, again, that flying typing will double resist against Mudshot and as well Earthquake. So that's good. So if we move to Rainy, which will boost all the water Pokemon, and if we scroll down here, you'll see that basically all the water Pokemon users move up on the list. Not that they were already pretty much on top, but they move up further on the list. And this will, and if you take a look here with Dragon Tail Solar Beam, Gyarados moves up on the list even though Solar Beam is neutral to it because its stronger water typing moves. And this will be even more transparent when we go to Mudshot Solar Beam. Actually, pretty much the same spot, but it gets a little bit closer in terms of its overall option. You'll see some other Pokemon move up, like Salamence, because it's no longer held back by the Dragon Tail. And if we go to Dragon Tail Earthquake and then Mudshot Earthquake, you'll see that even Hydro Cannon Blastoise moves up on the list. So that's great. And then if we go to Fire Blast, again, all the water Pokemon will dominate Fire Blast, and you'll see Pokemon like Vaporeon, like Melodic, like Blastoise, like Swampert all move up on the overall list because their moves are now boosted. And if we go to the last option that's going to be applicable, some other options might be like slightly applicable, like Windy for Palkia and Windy for Salamence, but Snow is the last applicable option. We'll see how many other places are unfortunately and fortunately, I guess, if depending on how you see it, are going to be hit by Snow. But if you do happen to run into Snow, you'll see that Pokemon like Articuno, like Ice Hidden Power, Ho-Oh will move up on the list, and Mewtwo with Psycho Cut, Ice Beam will also move up on the list. And if we go to the Double Ground moveset, you'll see Powder Snow, Avalanche, Mamoswine is the #1 option. Again, we pointed that out in the overall infographic prepared by Pokebattler. And then if we go to Mudshot Fire Blast, you'll see that the ice Pokemon besides Mewtwo still don't move up on the list that far because they are going to be weak by the ever powerful Fire Blast moveset. And if you go to Solar Beam, you'll see that Articuno moves up on the list, Mewtwo is very high up on the list, and you'll see how those different weather conditions will impact your raid results. So I recommend that you take a look at the overall infographic, and if you have any further questions, go to pokebattler.com, click on raids, click on Groudon, and load your own custom results and load your own custom Pokemon to figure out what your best overall options are going to be for these Groudon raids. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see everyone in the next video.